with Sports Life Talk. Cause this is Sports Life Talk. You rock it with Sports Life Talk. Hot topics with Sports Life Talk. So come and get you some Sports Life Talk. They let us in the game, now we calling the shots. Things will never be the same, so forget what you thought. Cause life without sports ain't nothing but talk. Here we go now, finally a show that makes your heart pound. Profound, wonder what's running up through your thoughts now. About to drown our podcast, that be watered down. Tell them clowns it's a new era, and it's starting now. I've told them strangers, the 5 Power Rangers, approaching Sports Life Talk from 5 different angles. Get ready for the change up. We done turned the flame up. The topics that we bring up, we about to blow this thing up. Yeah, let's get it cracking. KT the head coach and Miss Manhattan. Gemini Jones holds the throne, she be calling them out. Mr. United Surgeon B. Jones, I'm out to the south. From the cover athletes to the year of the week. We got what you need, we dropping what's hot in the streets. From copping new sneaks to locals popping, doing big things. When gossip and tea, let Kimberly pour you a dream. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, let the show begin. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, now let the show begin.
Let's go. I be bopping every time. Kev, can you see me in the background bopping when that intro come on?
Yes, I can. It's kind of embarrassing too, but yeah, I can see you.
Oh, I love it. Well, welcome back, Sports Life Talk Nation. It is Wednesday, March the 24th. I am the new host, I guess, the mouth of the South, B. Jones. I'm rocking with my sister and my partners in crime, my brothers from another mother, the crew, and we about to get things cracking. Before we do, though, you know the mission, you know the word. We need you guys to go out and spread the word, like, follow, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. And KD, you shake your head. You got something you want to tell them?
What? Tell a friend to tell a friend to check us out.
Yeah, see how she did a little neck movement? She did a little neck movement. That's what it's all about. All right, Joe. So you already heard her speak. Coming in, the senorita with the Latin flavor, Miss KD. You back from Houston? How you doing?
I am good. Still trying to shake back from Houston, but I'm good.
Okay. Is it gonna be some news stories gonna pop up later about your behavior in Houston area, or is it gonna be undercover? It's gonna be low key.
Look, it's whatever you want to know. Just ask me, and I'll let you know.
The fans, y'all heard it. Load up the inbox, load up the questions. Let's put on blast. Let's go. Pam did it when she was gone, so now it's her turn. Serge, how you doing, Mr. United?
Hey,
the intellectual surgeon.
I'm good, man. I'm blessed to be here. Glad to see at KD instead of at Houston Bay because we don't like that H-Town stuff, you know. So
yeah,
keep that over there.
And Kevin, and then I got my boy Kevin. You know, anybody who watched the show knows he's my best friend / arch nemesis. Kevin, why you got that grimace on your face, man? That man, he ain't my mentor, Serge. He my Mentos. He the Mentos.
Young man, it's a weekly schooling. So what were you saying, sir?
I was saying, why you got that look on your face, man? Like your kids didn't want to take tests in school today or something, man.
Now they actually took the test. It was pretty good today, man. Hey, stay in my school business, man.
My bad. I don't want the superintendent to write you up, no way. Especially on the day in which I got a 3.43 on my annual review. So we're celebrating. We celebrating on the show. All right, y'all. Let's get this thing cracking. We had a little bit of fun. This is episode 87 called Gronkitis. If you don't know what Gronkitis means, then I'm pretty sure you probably do from the intro. Kevin, great work on the intro, too. I like the picture of Rob Gronkowski, all-world tight end from the New England Patriots, and now Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, KD, what you got to say about Rob Gronkitis?
So you're always like super late for pre-show. I'm going to go ahead and put you on blast. So I thought you were doing the intro tonight.
And why would you think that?
Because I thought that's what we talked about.
Effective. Well,
I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. I just wanted, just to put a little heat on you.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm like a diamond, and I shine brightest under pressure. Okay. So I'm Robert Horry. I'm clutch. I was about to break down a Rob Gronkowski breakdown. You better be lucky.
I saw you. You were getting ready, but tonight I ain't gonna let you have it. I'm gonna give it to him. Give it to him. The diamond ain't quite ready to shine to its full, shine tonight.
Now you the diamond tonight.
All right, so Robert James Gronkowski, named Gronk, is an American football. What is it? Y'all said tight end?
Tight end.
Tight end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He previously
AKA
played.
receiver.
Huh?
I said AKA receiver, but go ahead.
AKA receiver. Okay. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He previously played 9 seasons for the New England Patriots. He is a 4-time Super Bowl champion, a 5-time Pro Bowl selection, and a 4-time first team All-Pro selection, and was selected in the NFL 2010s All-Decade Team and NFL 100th Anniversary All-Time Team. Gronkowski is one of football's most popular players with a larger-than-life personality on and off the field. With his numerous accomplishments and accolades, he is regarded by many sports analysts, writers, and peers as one of his era's best players and the greatest tight end to ever play the game. And he's a little cutie too, but that's just my 2 cents for tonight. B. Jones, you got the trivia for today?
Yeah. So after doing a little research on Rob Gronkowski, I was kind of tripping because Serge is one of those sports kind of gurus who he takes in consideration of injuries. And I don't know why I didn't realize Rob Gronkowski has suffered so many injuries. Even his injuries go back to his college days. So apparently he was drafted with the 42nd pick in the draft, but he failed because he missed literally his entire junior season. Rob Gronkowski could have been what Kyle Pitts is to the 2021 draft, but I digress. As Kim laid it out so excellently, Rob Gronkowski is the leader in tight end records. I mean, it would take me probably 3 to 5 minutes to go through his 15 plus records that he set and considered as probably one of the most versatile tight ends to play the game, because he not only combines wide receiver and tight end, but he's also an excellent downfield blocker, which they could equivalent to an offensive tackle, which makes him literally, truly one of a kind. Well, so Kev is a wrestling fan. In the spirit of wrestling nature, the question this week is, WWE wrestlers have a finishing move. Well, Gronk actually has a finishing move after he scores one of his gazillion touchdowns for a Sports Life Talk t-shirt. And I'm willing to do the little athletic dry fit joints this week, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's getting a little warm outside. So we're going to let y'all go out and get your workout on. So for an athletic dry fit Sports Life Talk t-shirt, give me the name of Rob Gronkowski's finishing move, aka his touchdown celebration. Be the first one to go to our website at sportslifetalk.com, answer that question correctly, and boom, you get the shirt. All right. So, Kev, did you want to add anything in there about Gronkowski?
Gronk.
No.
Gronk.
Hey, Gronk is a fool. Hey, but do y'all remember on the show when I told y'all Gronk was gonna come back? Remember what we said that 2 years ago? I told y'all he went to Germany to get his blood platelets exchanged so he could take them drugs that allow him to come back. All right, Kev.
Hey, I'm waiting on your other prediction. I'm waiting for Andrew Luck to come back.
Oh no, I'm starting to feel dark on that one. Yeah. Hey,
I told you that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, the sun is setting on that one because of the fact that Luck just it's too much quarterback competition. I think he really took a whiz ass whipping throughout his career, man. I think that boy is broken. But
take that money, got a kid, call it a day.
Shoot him the deuces. All right, Kev, what we got for the local life, my friend?
All right, normally the head coach, I'm prepared with the local life, but this week had a track meet. I had some other stuff going on, so I had to turn to one of my assistant coaches, aka B. Jones, for this one. And I'm going to let him explain why I'm giving this group the local life, but it goes out to the Baylor women's basketball team. Most of them are from the Texas area. So we got Nalissa Smith, Dee Richards, Trinity Oliver, Jaden Owens, Jordan Oliver, Hannah Gusters, who is from Dallas, Texas. Oh, good Lord. She's from California, so I got to say her name. Sarah Andrews, Queen Egbo. Ooh, that's a good one. And Chrislyn Carr. So, B. Jones, why did you want me to give those ladies the local athletes of the week?
because if anybody has been watching the March Madness tournament, which we're going to talk a little March Madness here in a second, those girls are the truth. Hey, Baylor girls basketball team is by far and away, in my personal opinion, they're not the most athletic, they're not the biggest in size, but they are the best team in the country playing basketball right now.
I don't know about that.
I mean, if everything was relative, if everybody was 99s across the board, they play more like a team and a cohesive unit. I mean, the Gonzaga boys is probably the second closest team to it. They truly play as a team. They're led by Louisiana native Kim Mulkey. Shout out Kim Mulkey. But that Baylor team just awesome. And I think they deserve a shout out now before we get too late and everybody shouting them out. I want to be the first one to shout them out.
Well, good job. I also want to shout out to Oklahoma's women's coach who recently retired, Coach Cole.
See, I don't know nothing about Coach Cole.
Okay.
She Cole? Is she good?
Yeah, she's a real good coach, man. She had a really good program in Oklahoma, and she's not too bad looking. So let's move on.
Is that really why you shouted out, Kev? Because of the
because I just remember that she retired. And yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
It's an added bonus.
KD, since you were so eloquent in letting us know what time I showed up for pregame, do you have a local business this week? No. Okay, don't start cheating. Don't start smiling. Let's talk about it.
All right. So I was in Houston for a few days last weekend into the weekend. So I hit up our good friend Elena from what is it?
Dresses and salted pretzels.
Yeah. So I hit her up and I was looking for a ramen spot, and she shared a spot called Ramen Tatsuya. And y'all, the ramen was so good, but they make it where you have to heat it up at home. So all of like the ramen goods are in a bowl, and then you got to heat the broth up and then pour it in the ramen. And since I wasn't at home, it was kind of inconvenient to find a microwave at the spot that I was staying at. So, but I do recommend, and I'm ready for them to open back up so I can go back and actually eat it in the restaurant. And they have this huge cat. Y'all know that. That.
Cat.
Huh?
What you talking about? A cat? They kill a cat?
They ate a cat?
No, they had a Chinese cat on the outside, the one that brings like good luck, that always like moves its arm down.
Yeah, with the paw that just keep going out. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had, and it's like a huge thing that's like coming out of the ground type, and it had a mask on. So it was like super cute. So I'll share the picture and tag the location. But if y'all are in Houston, I definitely recommend y'all go check it out.
Yeah, you start talking about cats and Chinese food, they don't all go together.
No, it's the cat that
Houston? Oh man.
Yeah, it's the cat that brings good luck. Oh, and let me tell y'all what my favorite spot. So they have like different spicy, like they don't have just sriracha. They had different hot sauces, like which would be like salsa, like for Mexican food, but they had different ones for different soups. So, and it's like different levels of whatever it is that you wanted. So I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. So Ramen Tatsuya in Houston.
Kev, you wrong for that, man. You wrong for that.
I'm about to go check out my dog now. I ain't heard him barking by 2 hours. Somebody got him.
We were that close to a sponsor. That close before Kevin had to talk about.
Wait, let me show y'all. Let me see. Can y'all see the picture?
We can sort of see it.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty. That's giant.
Just because Sports Life Talk.
Okay, I'll take.
Yeah.
All right, Kim. Since you talking, keep the mic running, keep it hot. Let's do a toast this week. What we got? What we drinking on?
All right. So the drink of the week is whiskey sour. So we're still sipping on the bottle of Jameson, and the ingredients for this drink is 2 ounces of Jameson lemon juice, about 2 cubes of sugar, and a splash of soda or tonic or sparkling water, whichever you prefer. So you mix the Jameson lemon juice and the sugar until the sugar is pretty much dissolved. Then you want to add ice, and then just pour the soda or the mineral water over the drink, and then you'll garnish it with a cherry. So the toast of the week is for Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa for hosting the very first women's match to headline the AEW Dynamite. So KT was telling me a little bit about this fight, and I just quickly read over it. So the fans really enjoyed it. KT, can you tell us a little bit about the match?
it was one of the best women's matches I've seen because they are two really good wrestlers, and on top of that, I've never seen women bleed like that. There's normally something for the males because the women are more to their technical skills and how they physically look. And the fact that they got in there and put on the show, I literally thought Britt Baker was gonna die. It was a great match, and I was gonna tell Surgeon B. Jones for y'all to go check it out. So KD, you gotta check it out as well.
Yes, I'll check it out. So toast
was that a pay-per-view event or was that a
this was last Wednesday.
Wow. I'm gonna have to YouTube that, man.
Yeah, and then the winner was who was the winner? It was
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, yeah. So double toast to her and toast to them. So
salud.
Yes. Ooh, that drink is good, y'all.
Ooh, that Jameson strong. All right, y'all. Let's keep the party rolling. All right, we're moving pretty fast, y'all. We're moving pretty good. We might actually get to talk a little KD later on in this show if we keep moving at this.
That's what happens when you host a show. Have you noticed that?
What?
It just flows for some reason. I don't know why.
Ooh, shots fired. Hey, bro, when she come at you next week, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Pam, we miss you. Y'all, yes. Pam not feeling well, y'all.
Yeah, better.
Shout out to Pam.
Shout out to Pam.
And I was ready to see your face tonight, but you just ghosted me. How dare you?
Hey, you holding it down, though. You holding it down. Go ahead, drink a sip for Pam, too. Let's send the toast to Pam. Salud.
Toast to Pam.
All right, so let's kick this thing off with our first sports conversation of the night before we get into some juicy life. Because trust me, we got some juicy life coming at y'all tonight. So the NCAA March Madness tournament is back. It's held in the city of Indianapolis. This is probably one of the biggest stories of this March. And I want to go around and I'm going to ask you as individuals, what has been your favorite storyline so far in this tournament? Kev, I'll start with you, Jose Rose Cup.
Okay, so I thought originally we were going to go with the Cinderella, so that's what my thought process was. So I guess
tell us about your Cinderellas, man. Tell us.
No, you're the host. I got to stick to the question that you ask, and I'm going to go with, I guess since Florida lost, LSU losing. So that's about the only thing I could think of now. I'm not giving Oral Roberts props because they beat my team, so the hell with them.
God did it. God did it.
No, you know what? Abilene Christian beating Texas. And North Texas, who did they beat?
Abilene Christian beat Texas, right? And and UNT beat Purdue. Yep.
So the fact that we got schools locally doing stuff like that, that's what got my attention. Besides LSU and Florida losing when they.
So why did you even have to bring LSU into this though, bro? I don't even understand. I wasn't even gonna take a shot at them Gators.
Yes, you were.
Who lost to the number 14.
Yeah, yes, you were.
15 ranked Oral Roberts.
But they not only beat us, they made it past the next team too. So
God got it. What you got, Serge?
Man, I was actually going to go with the same thing as far as the UNT beating Purdue because, in the bracket, I was one of the very select few people who had UNT winning in that first round. I mean, the fact that they even made it to, the tournament was already a very big surprise. But, I was like, hey, what the heck? Just, I just figured this is one of those years where we're going to probably have more upsets than ever just because the landscape of rankings and, teams like Duke and Kentucky not being in it and whatnot. So, and then also, Sister Jean still alive.
I know.
Loyola Chicago. You got, hey man,
it's the players.
It's a real thing.
It's the players. It's not her.
No.
It's the players.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Have some spirit, man.
All right. What about you, KD? Who you got?
I'm gonna let you go first, B.
Well, I just got a question. So, how many people we got watching us tonight, Kevin? We under 20? Because I want to ask a question about Sister Jean.
17.
Now, do y'all think that this woman is really with her whole entire life without being with a man? Ever? Is she like 90-something years old?
I mean, that's some dedication if it is true.
Do y'all believe it though? I find it hard to believe in my mind that a person would go that long without ever having a sexual encounter.
I can believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
Hey,
Goodness.
it couldn't be me, brother Thomas. Dang that.
They strip you. They strip your stripes a long time ago, huh?
Hey,
Man, I'm tripping on that.
Gone.
All right, so I think I'm gonna go with the new bloods. We always hear the stories of these blue bloods, right? It started out very early with teams like Duke not even making it to the tournament, and then Kansas getting eliminated early. I think Kentucky, Ohio State, just some of these normal blue bloods. I'm a big fan of anarchy. I love anarchy in football, but I even love it more in March Madness. Just seeing these youngsters who show you that this one and done is actually making an impact. When you can see a team that can put together players that are getting physically stronger, they play with each other, they're more cohesive. You see that these smaller schools have just as opportunity when given a chance to play some of these bigger brackets. I mean, to play somebody against some of these bigger schools. And the two schools that caught my attention is Oregon State, because like Serge said, they literally had to win the game. They had to win the conference title. They won the conference title. Then they come out and they beat Oklahoma State, which we shouted out, Cade Cunningham. And then let me see who else I want to give a shout out to. I'm gonna stick with Oregon State for right now. But you know what? I get a whole Pac-12. The whole Pac-12 as a whole, the Conference of Champions is showing up. So I'm gonna get the Pac-12 my favorite storyline because I made fun of them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I made fun of them, and now they showing the world that some of these other schools, it don't matter what conference you're from.
No, it sure don't.
Somebody said, "Nah, she got a little action in her lifetime." Hey, I'm trying to tell you.
So she ain't had nothing, man. She ain't seen it, man. Nope. I'm not going there.
Oh, KD disappeared, so I guess
she's there.
I'm still here, y'all. I just
can't wipe her nose, I think.
Hey, no, because she's not Sister Jean worthy. That's why she did that.
Who you got, KD?
So as far as like teams and what is surprising for me wasn't really a thing for me. It's more of just, it's funny how everybody's brackets seem to bust off top as soon as everything happened. And then of course the headline about the women's weight room versus the men's weight room. So that
was a good storyline.
Yeah, that's been crazy for me. So we'll talk about that a little bit in the Manhattan Project. So
I definitely want to dive in on that for sure. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, everybody brackets busted faster than a 16-year-old boy. All right, so headline number one.
Damn, Cam ain't even on the show, man.
Headline number one. Professional athletes have made headlines throughout the last decade with heinous behavior. And the question is should NFL or professional athletes be held to a higher standard than other forms of entertainers? Should our role players be held accountable for being role models? And we're gonna, I guess, spin off a little bit on Deshaun Watson. So I'll start with you, Serge. What is your opinion? Should professional athletes be held to a higher standard just because they're on television and entertaining us on whatever random night it is?
In a perfect world scenario, no, I don't think so. But obviously, that's not the space that we live in, and because there are so many eyeballs, and especially when it comes to younger people. If they're, I would say, high school and below, and they're watching a sport or they look up to a certain athlete, or so if we're specifically talking about Deshaun Watson, if you're in the Houston area and say you're a Texans fan and you're young and you're aspiring to be a football player or a quarterback at school or whatnot, or just the fact that he's an athlete and who made it to the pro level. And he's one of the best at doing what he does in the pro level. I think it does come with the territory of looking up to that person and trying to emulate what they do so that you can see yourself maybe when you're his age being in that same position, being successful in a professional league. So I don't think that they need to necessarily be role models, but it's just part of the territory that comes with, because if they're supporting you, they're obviously probably buying your, jersey and things like that to support you. And, if you have athletic gear and things like that, they might purchase those as well. So somehow, some way they are impacting and, helping making money, the money you make as well. So it's only right that you also give back to the best of your ability and set good example, so that you can make millions of yourself in that same form if you could.
All right, so KD. Now you a big hip hop fan. You a big, gossip kind of entertainment type thing. Every other business can have a negative image, or you can even create a negative imagery. We saw a lot of gossip. We saw a lot of craziness go down with Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion on what they did on the Grammys, but they make money. They're rewarded. They're given credit for their behavior, and as a matter of fact, it boosts their business. Why do you think that's different for NFL players or for any other sport? Why are the athletes held to a different standard in your opinion, and do you think it's fair?
Oh my gosh. No, I don't think it's fair. It's just unfortunate that sex sells in the music industry, whereas in the NFL, I think sex sells just a little, just not as much. It's unfortunate though that people don't understand that we are human, or they are human at the end of the day. I just think that they need to move differently, whether they are male or female professional athletes, because like Serge was just saying, it's kids that look up to them, whether it's in the city that they play for or just where they grew up from. So they're going to grow up thinking that doing these things is okay. I don't know. That's a hard question.
When do you separate the entertainment from the person? We've seen this story many times with Robert Kelly. We separate the music from the man. We separate Mike music from the man. Why all of a sudden, like, is anybody turning off the Cosby Show right now because of what Bill Cosby did? No, I was walking through a sports bar not too long ago and I saw the Cosby Show just on the television. So why do, when it comes to football, must these two, or any sport, why isn't in athletics, period, the professional sports, that we combine the person's on the field antics with their, off the field antics with their on the field or on the court performance? I'm not understanding it.
Maybe it's just the easier way to get them, to cancel the contract, whereas it's like, I'm not going to pay you. So I'm going to monitor every single little thing that you do to not pay you. And in this instance, do ask to, I don't know if it's this instance, but with Deshaun Watson, he asked to get out of Houston. He wants more money. He wants to get away. So it's like, oh, well, you want to get away from here and you want more money, whether we pay you or somebody else. So we're just going to tarnish your image so you can't go nowhere.
All right, so I'm not gonna put you on the spot, but Kevin, I'm gonna put you on the spot. So we on Deshaun Watson. It's a sensitive subject. I got a daughter myself, and I never want any female to ever feel muzzled or to feel like they don't have an opinion. But do you feel like this is a conspiracy theory, or where there's smoke, there's fire?
Now, one woman coming out and saying something, maybe. Two, still may be a little dicey. 14, we have a problem.
Houston, we have a problem.
If this is true, then you know that there's more that happened at Clemson. So that means that Dabo probably swept something on the rug. But
wait a minute, though, Kev. I'm glad you said. So don't you think that would have came out by now, though? We got everybody coming out the woodworks. Everybody that's been with Deshaun Watson is coming out of the woodworks. Why has no one from Clemson? Because it sounds like to me he has some sort of sexual deviation, right? He likes to, I don't know, have a masseuse. It's all entangled in this little masseuse thing, right? So why is this just not coming out now when this guy has been in the public persona since 2014?
Well, it didn't just start probably in Houston. You know what I mean? So it's probably been going on, but it does seem kind of fishy that he wants to get out, and now all of a sudden all these women are just coming out of the blue and saying he's doing this and that. Like you said, it's a really touchy subject. And if this is true, then Deshaun Watson needs to be taken out the league and he needs to be in some kind of rehab.
He need help. All right. So, Serge, why do you think we have a situation in which, do you think it's just the numbers that Deshaun Watson has? But you look back, Ben Roethlisberger, he had some sexual assault situations in bathrooms. That never came to anything other than conversation. Matter of fact, we talk about Kim. I was putting you in a question. I was hoping you was going to say the advertising dollars, because ultimately that's why You see Ray Rice get snatched the day after the video comes out. That's why Kareem Hunt had to sit out and had to go to a different team, because it's the sponsors are saying, hey, NFL, if y'all gonna have players like that on the field, I won't participate. We're not going to put our money. And the NFL is a for-profit business, and that's honestly why it comes down to the expectations are different than every other sport, because in entertainment with music, those things sell, and in sports football, those advertisers are like, nah, we don't want Michelob to be associated with rapists, and I get it. But we look at very different situations in which Ben Roethlisberger has charges or has a situation. You look at Deshaun Watson now, and honestly, there hasn't been a shred of hard, concrete evidence that has came out against Deshaun Watson, other than Kevin said the amount of numbers. And the only thing that makes me leery, and please forgive me out there if anybody's understand, I'm not trying to trigger anybody. This is a very delicate subject, but these stories are starting to sound alike. There has to be some sort of uniqueness in every individual story to make it to make me connect with it, right? If you're telling me that if your story sounds like the last three people that came before you, how do I know that wasn't made up? I need to see something factual. So right now, this is a war on brand. This is a war on imagery. This is a war on this man's character, is what I'm saying. But I cut you off, Serge. I didn't let you answer your question. But why do you think Deshaun Watson is going through such a different scenario to what Ben Roethlisberger did 10 years ago?
Well, I actually first want to address, like you asked KT about that, it's a, do you think it's a conspiracy theory versus where there's smoke, there's fire? I think it's a little bit of both, because if you look at it, if I'm trying to think, football is obviously here in America the number one sport. If it's a number one sport, just like in any sport, it's a team sport. There's always the most important position. And there's no more important position in all of sports than the quarterback of a football team. That's the first layer. The second layer is that said important position, regardless of the name of the player, that person is one of the top 5, top 6 in their position in the league, requested to be traded after they just got paid a lot of money, within the last year and a half, 2 years. Now, all of a sudden, things that we already kind of knew about, we're going to now bring it onto the light. This is where the conspiracy theory kicks in. And yeah, is it going to take a PR hit even for the franchise? Sure, a little bit. But ultimately, we're trying to save money, save face, because there's a lot of stuff that started coming out when he requested the trade about how the organization handles certain situations. There was a lot of stuff about the ownership group, that also started coming out that Deshaun Watson wasn't happy about. Then a lot of former players started chiming in. So now it's like the ownership group decided, let's offset all of those, and we're going to double down, and this is what we're going to do. And all they needed was one person to come forward with something or anything that they had. Then it just became a trickle down effect. And that's where it starts getting a little dicey, because I do believe, like KT, like 1, 2, 3, it's like iffy. But then when you start talking about the numbers that you're talking about, and they also know that in order for it to look egregious, we got to build up the numbers to a certain amount, even if it is true, right? Because this is, if he wasn't somebody that requested a trade, I don't think maybe this would have came out like this also. Mm-hmm. So I got to look at it twofolds, because, where's the pros and cons of each side of it, what happens and what doesn't. Because now, okay, a team can say like, hey, we'll still take Deshaun, but we ain't giving up no 4 first-round picks. So it's like, that kind of sucks. Like, we want to get rid of him, but we're going to force him to stay. And, is it character assassination, or does he legitimately have a problem? And can it be proven? Because, we live in in a country where, I do believe in this scenario, you have to be, you should be innocent until proven guilty. But social media and the media does not let you do that. It's a complete opposite.
I will say this, though. If it is true, then maybe he should just shut up and stay in Houston. If they had all this. If they were riding with you this hard, where now it's going to release everything, you should have just, stayed quiet. And B. Jones, you brought up Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. I'm going to tell y'all right now, when I watch a video, I have not yet heard one of their lyrics. I could not tell you anything that they rap or sing. All I know is that City Girls is legendary.
I All right, KD. So I'll leave you with the last question.
Okay.
I'll leave you with the last comment. Go. What you want to say?
Well, no, I was just gonna say, and then also like it's just so different where they got Cardi B from the strip club, and then they turned her into who she is today. Whereas, to get into the NFL, they ain't pulling people from off the street to play.
Yeah, but I'm glad you said that because I wrote that in my notes and I didn't want to. I just didn't want to monopolize the mic too much. But the reality is that we are telling our kids to follow these sports stars, right? Or we're giving these sports guys, these sports icons, access to our families, and we're following them and we're trying to emulate them and teaching our kids like, look at how he came up, but 80% of these sports stars, and I may be a little bit high on that number, but do people realize where these kids come from? Do they realize the background, the broken homes, the a lot of kids raised without fathers? Like, go look at Deshaun Watson's story. He was homeless at one point in time, and I can't remember. It was I think it was Michael Vick or someone that played for the Atlanta Falcons actually put him in the home. Maybe it was my guy Warwick Dunn. Somebody actually gave Deshaun Watson a home when he was a kid. So these people are broken. There's a lot of stuff that's like money doesn't fix your problems. It doesn't make you a better person just because you could throw it a 99-mile-per-hour fastball or shoot a ball from half court like Dame Lillard does not make you a good person. The bottom line is I'm going to say the same thing I told everybody about those Grammys. You raise your kids. Don't let the media, don't let entertainment raise your kids, and stop holding these people to these expectations. Because Kim told you that we are humans, and I say we because we're in front of the limelights. We're sacrificing our personality, our private lives, just like they are. We are humans. We are going to make a mistake. You may see some unsavory pictures of Kevin out there on the internet. I don't know. Just in case you do, don't hold that man to it. Hey, but Kim, you was in Houston last week. You okay? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, before Serge goes with the power surge, I want to shout out to my boy, Coach Evers. He's watching the show on Twitter.
Shout out, Coach.
He said he loves the show.
Hey, we love you too, Coach. We appreciate you rocking with us, man. We got a lot of people rocking with us tonight. Yep. We're gonna keep growing this thing. We're gonna keep going with y'all support. SLT Nation, we standing up. This our year. This our season. All right, so Serge, this is your moment, man. We get to talk some true sports. Old school versus new school. Let the saga and let the war continue. This week, what you got, man?
All right, this week. Well, first, I definitely do still want to go ahead and touch base on March Madness. We obviously started the March Madness Sports Life Talk group, and we had 25 people, including our crew, obviously join. And obviously, like KD had mentioned, brackets were busted early. So the potential amount of points you could win started dropping like wildfire. So at the same time, looks like I myself currently am in third. Looks like Kevin is tied for 9th.
You don't have to worry about my position, man.
15th. And B Jones, I think he got kicked out for not being able to compete, I think. So that's pretty much where we're at. But my buddy A Money is actually, who signed up literally within the last 30 minutes of it going live, is actually currently in number 1. And KD Dammit, who's always been supporting our show, is currently number 2 at the moment as well. So shout out to those individuals who signed up. So it's the race to get that $125 plus the free T-shirt. So we'll definitely keep on the lookout after we got the set of games for this weekend as well. Then we'll come down to the Final Four.
Church.
Yes, sir. And then, going back to the old school and versus new school, continuing on with, this will be the week 4 edition of that. And for this week, we have gone with the best defender, aka best defensive players versus in the old school versus new school style format. All right, so in the new school ballers, we have Draymond Green, who obviously just came out yesterday and said that he considers himself the best defensive player ever in the NBA. I don't agree with that, but he's right, entitled to his own opinion. But Draymond Green, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo, who obviously won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year last year. Kawhi Leonard, who also, 2-time champion, also won Defensive Player of the Year before. Tony Allen, who's obviously considered more of a role player, not a superstar, but he was definitely one of the elites when it comes to, and he was literally only in the league because he could play defense, lockdown defense. Rudy Gobert, who's also won Defensive Player of the Year a couple of years as well. And I cannot leave out the artist formerly known as Ron Artest.
Meta World Peace.
Meta World Peace. I got to throw him in there too. What?
Didn't he take his wife's name? Didn't he have his wife's last name now?
I think so. Yeah. I forgot what it is now, but we'll stick with what he was known as when he was a perennial defensive star.
What didn't he go to Maryland? I can't remember if it was Maryland or St. Joseph. I know he played over there in the East Coast.
Oh, no. St. John.
St. John.
St. John. Yeah. And on the old school side, once again, here we go with the old school guys. I'm probably going to easily be able to take this one, but Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, and that's just on one team. So that should just tell you enough right there who's going to win this. But Kevin Garnett, Hakeem Olajuwon, Gary Payton, Ben Wallace. I could probably start naming, a lot more guys who in that 1990 to 2005 era, David Robinson, Tim Duncan,
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq was okay. I wouldn't put him up there as like an all-time great defensive player. And even if we went old school, Kareem, Bill Russell was probably one of the best, if not the best defensive player. So
you can mention Ron Harper too, because he was
Ron Harper was a good one. I like Ron
Harper was for sure solid. So I just think that those guys in the old school era, not to say that the guys nowadays don't play defense. It's just they were allowed to play more defense, meaning they were able to hand check. So you were able to get more physical. So it isn't currently technically fair to compare the guys from now because they are not allowed to hand check. Like, what if the guys currently were allowed to hand check? Would they be looked at as elite all-time defensive players? Maybe. We're never going to know that. And in reverse, if Scottie Pippen, Gary Payton, those guys couldn't do hand checking currently in the NBA, how great of a defensive player would they be now? So, but just for this particular conversation, I'm still going to have to go the edge, and I don't really think it's that close to me. In my opinion, I'm going to go with the old school guys.
See, I
got the old school, man. And Tayshaun Prince was a pretty good defender too, so he would be more new school, right?
He'd probably go with both.
Yeah, hybrid. Yeah, hybrid.
Yeah,
like Kobe's probably in that both category too.
Yeah, it's the old school ballers, man. Because you got Gary Payton, Ben Wallace, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen. Like I said, Ron Harper. You can just go on and on and on, and that is when it was physical,
right?
You know what I mean? So, and since Draymond Green said he's the best defender ever, that just ruined that whole list just because of him.
Well, you know me. I got to be a party pooper. I'm gonna go new school. I'm gonna break the cycle, and let me tell you why. Because the rules don't allow these guys to play nearly as much physicality. So y'all saying the physicality make them better defenders? I actually think it helps them. I think it helps. I think that these guys that you looked at, these group of Draymond, Giannis, Kawhi, these guys are freakish athletes. They are athletes like no other. If you put them in a situation to where they could have been a little bit more physical and put hand checks, man, then people probably wouldn't even be able to score on them. The amount of we would be looking at some ridiculously low NBA games. The reason the NBA is allowing people to travel and allowing people to they're changing up the rules so that the games can still remain 95 to 109, and we could get some good high scoring games, and it could have some fun and some transition play. But the truth of it is, if you want to say athlete on athlete, the old school ballers got some athletes, but I'm gonna say that if you give the defensive mentality to these new school ballers, I think they could be just as elite.
I will say this with the new school guys, their job is harder now to play defense, not because of the hand checking. The guys they're facing are way more skilled than the guys back in the days. So
I'll tell you right now, I'm putting Dennis Rodman on Giannis, and I bet he's shutting all that down. How about that?
Hey, I agree with you, Kevin. I agree with you. Hey, Dennis Rodman, the word was filthy, man. And Scottie Pippen was filthy. AI, it's a lot of old school defenders that that just unreal. The glove, man, that's a good one. I think you guys are gonna win out with the old school on that one. And plus KD, damn it, who's special guest tonight. He gets the last vote. KD, what you say? What you say, Kim? Who you got? Old school, new school? We'll let you break.
I'm gonna go with old school.
Oh, sell out.
See?
All right,
That
y'all.
old school at heart.
All right, cool. Well, let's talk about a little bit of the life. So if you're rocking with us for the first time, this is a portion of the show where we've had our fun. We talked about some sports, but the show is called Sports Life Talk. And so now we're going to talk about some of the life stuff, some of the sports-ish type conversations. So KD, can you please take us away and talk about some music drop?
Yes. So the music drop, of course, was boring because it didn't consist of Drake. Y'all know I'm still on Drake and the CLB, the Certified Lover Boy, but it's okay. So before I get into new music, I just want to give, celebration. I guess we're going to celebrate. Usher, his Confessions album made its 17th anniversary yesterday. So to all of the listeners that are listening, I need y'all to drop that are listening and that are in the comments tonight to drop all your favorite songs that was on the Confessions album.
Man, you can
Thank
just
you,
put the whole
Usher,
album down. Just
coming out with that album because that helped me out a lot, if you know what I mean. So,
Serge, was you in the doghouse at that time? Did you?
No. It just.
I got you.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
I'll have to explain off air what I meant.
I know what you. Oh, you don't have to explain, brother. That's got code. I get it. I got in trouble last week, so I ain't gonna do it. But I know what you're saying, sir.
Oh my gosh! All right. So, what was y'all's favorite? What was y'all's favorite jam off of the Confessions album? Can y'all name one? Like
one seduction on that one. Seduction.
Yeah.
That's the jam there.
Man, it was probably a tie between Yeah and Caught Up for me.
Okay.
I'm going the whole album. That thing was just rolling.
You can put every one of them in the comments.
Yeah, any one of them.
Yeah. For me, it was I like Throwback because Jadakiss was on it, and then the Superstar. I think Superstar is the ultimate favorite.
What about That's What It's Made For? Y'all forgot about that one?
That one, yeah, and Seduction.
Seduction in there.
I was waiting for KT to start singing some "These Are My Confessions."
Brother, I'm pretty good on this one. I'm
gonna stay away from that one.
On this one.
That was my favorite song too. But
and then you got the Confessions remix that has Shine and was it Kanye West? Yeah, Kanye West was on it.
Yeah, that whole album was rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like 20 songs on that, bro.
So
whole album fire. So to new music, Justin Bieber dropped Justice. Lana Del Rey dropped Chemtrails Over the Country Club. Benny the Butcher and Harry Fraud dropped The Plugs I Met Part 2. And if anybody is into like R&B, kind of like neo soul, there's a new artist named Joyce Rice, and she dropped Overgrown. I really like this album. She has a few features on it, like Lucky Day. That's the only one that I can remember right now. But I'm laughing
at Aaron too.
Justin Bieber's album is number 1 in like 46 countries, I think.
Damn.
Yeah. Justin Bieber actually has a song called Beaches, and I think
that music video is hilarious.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it has. Is it Brent Fayez and Bryson Tiller, or who's on Beaches? Yeah. I was excited, but it wasn't the sound that I needed coming from Brent Fayez and Bryson Tiller. So
I will say this about Justin Bieber. He got a song called Yummy. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Yummy.
Hey, y'all
Yummy nice.
Y'all on that softish, but I'm sitting up here looking at this list and I'm thinking Benny the Butcher on y'all next right now. All season long. Benny Butcher, he put some of these bubble gum, I don't know what it's called, mumble rappers. Yeah, y'all, man, Benny the Butcher, he's spitting fire. He's spitting flames, straight darts. He killing the game right now.
There's another artist y'all should check out too, IDK. I don't know if y'all know this guy. IDK.
Nah, I ain't heard him.
He's solid. I'll send y'all his stuff.
Yeah, shoot him over after the show, after the when we get in our little group, man. Coach
Groove, baby.
What we grooving to, KT?
You know, this is the month for the ladies, so you know I got to give it to the queen. How many Grammys has Beyonce won? She has the most,
like 28 or something like that. 28, yeah.
So I got to give it to the queen, and this song is "Love on Top." Love on Top by Beyonce.
So why Love on Top?
Because she on top.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop right there.
Queen Bay.
No, I was riding in my car and that song came on, and I just, wanted to get
Did you turn it up and did you sing to it?
Yep, I was doing all this. I was, trying to do everything from that video because she stole "If It Isn't Love." She used that for her video, the new edition.
Did not know that.
Kevin, I think you would have enjoyed Atlanta this weekend. All right, so the sneaker drop for the week. First, before we do the sneaker drop, I want to let everybody know that Air Max Day is March the 26th. I celebrate Jordans. I love J's, but Air Maxes are my first loves, from the 90s to the Air Max 1s to the 97s to the 95s to the 98s. I even have a collection of Air Maxes that are 2090s. I highly recommend on Friday, no matter what you're doing, go copy you a pair of Air Max. You probably can get them for 20-30% off this Friday. Just get your favorite colors. I don't know, get you some SLT joints, and let's keep rocking it. But with that being said, Kev, let's do the honor. This one is for the ladies. We are still in March. This is the ladies' month. I am celebrating the Nike Air Max 97s, which is one of my favorite pair of Air Maxes. And this is the please, I'm gonna butcher this, so help me out here, Kim. Swarovski. That's it. I don't know why I can't never get it right. It's the Swarovski Polar Blues. These joints are retailing at $400. And if you have any questions about it, you can't see the picture good, but yes, that is Swarovski crystals that are in the shoe. This is a collection of shoes that they have labeled luxury tennis shoes. Okay, luxury sneakers. Okay. So it's a beautiful shoe with black accents. I wish they would have came out with a guy colorway. Y'all would have seen me walking around with some crystals on my feet. But the shoe will retail at $400. But this is what's crazy. Looking at the resale value. So if you missed the drop, which by the way, this is dropping tomorrow, so be ready. I seriously doubt you can go to the foot sites, but maybe you probably could catch it on resale. The shoe is being valued right now between $1,400 at a minimum up to $2,000.
Who the hell is wearing these? Who gonna wear them? Somebody let me know who gonna wear them.
Hey, we need to all put in $100 a piece. If we can flip it for two.
You know what? And I'm glad you said that, Kevin. That's kind of what a lot of sneaker people are doing. And honestly, we can't wear all of these shoes. I mean, I would probably play them for sure.
I want to do that too.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to get our hands on the Surge, but I'll leave it to y'all. We're gonna hurry up so we can talk. So we can talk a little bit about some Manhattan projects. So I'm gonna go around the room. KD, what's your opinion on them? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Oh, heartbreaker. Heartbreaker.
Yeah, no. All right. I'm not a real big fan of the 97s. They're super heavy. They don't stay tied. I don't know. They're just
you need some Velcro. That's all. Stop playing.
Oh my goodness. Hey, you sound like my wife with the heavy stuff. All right, Serge, what you got, man? What you think of this tennis?
Well, shoes, price, so I'm here.
Okay. All right. We'll give you a 0.5. All right, KT, what you got, man?
97s are my favorite, so you already know.
All right, so we got one down. You know what? I think this is a gorgeous tennis shoe. If I had the $400, I would rock them. So, hey, let's go all the way. I might put the Biden bucks on that joint.
I just copped I went to look for the Jordan 35s. I found them online, but I wanted to go try them on. I went to the Galleria. I went to Foot Locker. I went to Champs. I went to Finish Line. None of them had it.
35s?
35. None of them had it.
Man, go check out Go. You could probably, what size you want?
I already went to, I think I ordered off of Foot Locker.
Uh-oh. That sounds like we're going to get a hold of that sneaker alert. When they come in?
It should be here before next show.
All right. Well, we looking out for that one. We might have to do something for the 35 joints. Okay. All right, KD. I'm going to sip on me some of this Jameson, and I'm going to let you do your thing. Manhattan Project coming at y'all right now after this break.
All right. So for the Manhattan Project, so I'm gonna start off with Quavo and Saweetie. So, or how do y'all say her name? Is it
Saweetie?
Saweetie. Yeah. So
Yeah, I
of
thought it
course,
was Sweetie.
yeah. So of course they had a big social media breakup. Sometimes you just wonder, are they just doing it for the gram, or is it really a breakup? I say that they're doing all this just to get back together, but who knows? So Quavo repoed her Bentley. So my question to y'all have to answer. I have two questions. Y'all got to answer one or the other. Was he wrong for repoing the Bentley, or what's the pettiest thing that you've done during a breakup?
Well, I'll tell you straight up. Yeah, that he was wrong for taking the Bentley back. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't buy me nothing that's got no note on it. If you give me something, I want it to be paid for. That I'm trying to understand the whole dynamics of how. Did he just say he called up the company and say, "Hey, I don't want to pay for the Bentley anymore"? So was that really a gift? You rented her a car? I'm not understanding the whole Bentley being a gift to Saweetie. But yeah, she bad though. She worked the Bentley for sure.
That's just a little bit over the top.
Yeah, it's a little over the top. She would have been happy with that G-Wagon, something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go. So I don't think that he was wrong for taking the Bentley. You can have it because the next boo probably gonna give me something better. So that's just how I feel.
Wait a minute. So was he not wrong, or you pulling that sister girl out? Because it sounded like you like, bye bye.
Well, to me it was petty, but yeah, like here's the keys. Come get the shit. Like I don't understand why you had to do all that.
She got money too. She's a star.
But she ain't really money like him though.
No, she ain't got money. She ain't got Migo money. Nah,
not yet, at least. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. But
she's got potential.
Yeah, she's cute, and I'm sure she's gonna have a new boo that's better than Quavo with better money. And
that ain't gonna be hard.
He gonna buy her a Bentley too. And so I'm gonna answer both questions. So the most petty thing that I've done during a breakup is dude actually broke one of my straighteners, and so I ended up like cutting up one of his favorite pairs of shoes. Yeah.
Wait a minute. He broke what?
Alive? And you still alive?
Yes.
That's even trade-off. That's an even trade-off.
Yo, it was like a long time ago when money was hard to come by, and I had me one of them expensive $150 cheese straighteners, and the dude like literally broke the shit in half.
Oh yeah, shoes is where it's at.
Yeah,
so he broke it intentionally.
Yeah, he was just like,
yeah.
So you weren't technically being petty. You were more like being vindictive. You were.
Now that I look back, I was like, yo, these are your favorite shoes. I'm gonna cut them bitches up. You cannot tell that I cut them up, and then when you put them on, they're gonna come apart. So
what kind of shoes were they? Did I miss the type of shoe?
Air Maxes.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, fellas out there who watching the show. If you hadn't tuned in, about 7-8 shows ago, KD admitted that she would throw a man PS5 in the water, in the bathtub. That was at the beginning of the year, and now she talking about cutting some shoes. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now that y'all, hey, tread lightly if y'all slide in her DM. Because
don't slide in the DM at all. No sliding.
Hey, tread lightly. Because this one here is on the spectrum. She on that level.
To answer your question, KD,
on them shoes.
Yeah, it depends on what happened during our breakup. I'll say this. Now, if somebody else got in that groove while me and her were together, I'm taking that Bentley back. That's just hands down. I'm taking it back. But like B. Jones was saying, if it's a gift, then why are you taking it back?
Yeah, man.
So I think he just did that for the gram, just to show out a little bit, to really shame her. And it's Quavo. I mean,
I'm trying to show the people I ain't weak. I ain't going down like that. Man, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both lose on that though.
Yeah, they both lost. And I'm gonna say on the record, I don't think that's the pettiest you've ever done, Katie. I think that's the pettiest you are willing to admit on national television.
No, that's the pettiest. And once I did that, I felt so bad, and I was like, yo, I'm never doing nothing crazy.
No, what? You broke my cheek.
We close to the end, KD. Let's y'all want to go and give our quick recaps? You know what? Let's. Oh, I hate to wait one more week because Pam watching it with us.
We might well do it now. Let's
just go talk about first episode 1. KD, I'll let you take it.
So for me, y'all, I have a daughter, so watching a show with boys, it was definitely different for me. This coach was so hardcore. I'll be like, yo, why are you hollering at my baby like that? But I get that, the boys these young men may come from broken homes. So it's like, you have to be hard on them. And then maybe the level of what he was coaching at, it's so easy for them to give up. So it's like, you have to be hard on them. You have to instill in them that they are winning. And then it's also for him too. That's my opinion so far about that.
Please forgive me. I set that up pretty horribly. Yeah. I know Kevin's going to write me up after the show. We are referring to Last Chance U, which is a new show that KD has decided to watch as a crew. And so we sharing this moment with you guys, the fans. So we want everybody to tune in, and every week we go unpack one show. And KD just got finished giving her breakdown of episode 1. Serge, what were your thoughts on episode 1 of Last Chance U, the basketball edition?
Man, I think for me, we're just like watching that, obviously the latter part, they were going back and forth about the first half and the second half of the game. And I think for me, I'm looking at the parents of the athletes who, they know they're on the basketball team. They're probably in the stands watching, but they're not getting to see what's really happening behind the scenes until the show actually comes out and what kind of conversations are being had in the locker room and things like that. Because, the coach kept it cool. He was so cool about it. Like, hey, if y'all don't want to put out the effort, and we think we're going to try to go win state, we can't even beat a team who hasn't won in, I don't know, a long time, So I think, it's just interesting to just see how, every coach is obviously different. How they approach. Some guys are the ones who are throwing the clipboard against the lockers and, slamming doors. And some guys are cussing the players out. And some guys who just say, they just keep it real. I don't need to do all that extra stuff. You guys are the ones who have to go out there and execute. And you guys aren't trying hard enough because you just think hey, we're more talented. We need to beat them by 40.
And they are. And they are more talented.
They are way more talented. But that first half, that Mr. Howing, he was balling. That's
what we're hard.
Boys, man.
Hey, I sent him a message and invited him on the show. I sent him a message to invite him on the show. I want to talk to him. That was my favorite character. All right, KT, who you got, man? What was your storyline? What you enjoyed about the show or didn't enjoy about the show?
No, I enjoyed the show. I disagree with KD. He wasn't a hard coach. He was exactly what they needed. Because KD, if you notice, he was hard on them, but he also joked around with them. He ran drills with them, and those guys are going to run through the wall for him.
Mm-hmm. And clean the floor for him.
Hey, and truth be told, KD, I don't know if this is your first time watching Last Chance U. This dude is a stark contrast from Buddy Stevens, who was down at East Mississippi Community College, and this dude Jason, who was out of I can't remember if it was Kansas or somewhere in the middle of the country. But this dude is a coach that really truly cares about his players, and you can see it. My favorite character though is that point guard, the guy who's kind of the leader. I can't wait to see and learn more about his story because I don't know. He just got a certain little fire about him that I really enjoy. Katie, you getting woo, they doing bad on you in the text right now.
Let me tell y'all, this was 10 plus years ago, y'all. I cannot tell y'all.
You were young.
I was young.
You were young. You were petty.
Yeah, B. John, before you go to your yeat, I will say the character I don't really like is Malik. Because he has all that it takes to be great.
What about Joe? What about Joe, man? Joe ain't getting on your nerves already?
No, I can deal with Joe, but somebody that shows up, practice starts at 3:30, you're showing up at 3:29, and you don't really have that motor all the time. No, he has everything it takes to be great. He's missing it.
I'm looking forward to going to the school where KT coaches and pop up and then see him, sliding that thing through the court to clean it up so that nobody's gonna be slipping and sliding.
That means they're about to fire me if I'm doing something like that.
Hey, but I can see you running the drills though, Kev. I can see you having that high energy, that high motor at practice though. I kind of vision that's how you are with the kids.
I'm all right, man. I get the job done.
Hey,
Yeah.
KD, a song just came to my mind before we move on to my yeet. You may be young, but you're petty.
Oh my God. Look, I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna.
Hey, remember she's Petty LaBella.
Petty LaBelle. There she is.
Petty LaBella.
All right, y'all. What a yeet of the week. Sometimes it's the most simple stories that catch our attention. Shout out to my cousin Corey. He brought this individual to my attention a few weeks ago, but I intentionally held it to this last week of Women's Month in order to recognize Renee Montgomery. If you haven't heard the name, I challenge you to stop down, go Google her name, and figure out, hear her talk. This is one of the most beautiful, intelligent, sharp. I mean, this girl has it all. She is a retired WNBA player that made history and made news by becoming the first woman to retire and be an executive on the team. And recently, she was part of a group that she became a co-owner. Now, I know we've been seeing it a lot. Women are breaking ground. Women are doing amazing things. Let me tell y'all what made Renee's story yeet worthy. Well, when the George Floyd fracas happened, I don't know if you kept up with the Atlanta Dream. Kelly Loeffler, who was the owner at the time, said some disparaging comments against BLM. Renee, who started off just passing out waters at the marches, decided that this thing was bigger than herself. And she literally said, I'm going to take a year off from playing in WNBA basketball. Now, there's only 144 jobs in the WNBA, and none of those, maybe 10 of those jobs are guaranteed to individuals who are high-level performers. She took a chance, retired after being a journeyman, playing on 2 championship teams, and now you can see she's been able to fulfill her dream and become more than just a WNBA player who probably wasn't the most talented, the fastest, but she's showing us that dreams are possible, and she's doing it all with a team that went from anti-BLM to BLM, who stood out, who made a big impression, and she is now the voice of that team, and I just think that is phenomenal. So, Renee Montgomery for stepping down and stepping up, taking us to a different place, showing our little young African-American women that they can be great, they can be owners, and they can run things. You deserve a yeet.
Yes, tip my cap to her for sure.
Well, if y'all want to keep rolling on my girl, I ain't gonna let y'all talk no more. You understand? It's about to get only weekends. You know how it is. You know, like it's like I can talk about my family, but y'all can't. You know what I'm saying? Don't
put your heart on KD though, man. We got to pull up on y'all. Y'all did like girl dirty tonight.
Yeah.
No, and let me just say one thing. This just proves stay the hell out of my damn DMs, y'all.
Bye. 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 All right, y'all. 2-minute warning. Let's get us out of here. Let's take it home. Kev, who you got? Who you shouting out, man?
Shout out to Gems, man. I joke around with her all the time, man, but she's like the older sister that I never wanted. Love you, Gems. Get better, and we'll hopefully see you next week.
All right. Mr. Surge, Mr. United, who you got, man? What's your 2-minute warning?
Touche on Pam. Also want to give a shout out to my wife. This upcoming Friday, yes, it is Air Max Day, but it's also our wedding anniversary. So
congratulations,
4 years,
man.
Counting, 1,000 more to go. So
Usher, that Usher playing,
hey,
Little Surge.
It's coming in hot right after the show, fellas.
Oh,
Surge, you
I'm just playing. I'm playing.
Surge, y'all go bring another one. Y'all go give us another one.
Man, that's up to the Lord to make that happen for us.
There will be some action, fellas. All right, KD.
Shout out to all of our new listeners. I have been networking and spreading the word and sharing the links. So shout out to y'all. Shout out, like I said, Elena for giving me a few recommendations in Houston. And of course, shout out to Pam. We miss you, boo. Can't wait to see you either this weekend or next week.
Well, hold her PTO out. So she right now she borrowing time against future time. So I'm gonna send a shout out to my cousin D and all my cousins. We getting ready for Arizona guys trip. I can't wait to get on that road. But my cousin, he just celebrated his 18th anniversary with his beautiful wife Brandy a couple of years ago. I was actually in the wedding, so you know this is almost like my 18th anniversary as well. And shout out to my boy Zoe.
It's been 18 years.
That man been married for 18 years, man. I know that's a sentence. Hey, 20 with an L. 20 with an L.
It's not a sentence. Happy anniversary, y'all.
That's what doing this time.
Happy anniversary.
Do your time, dog. Don't let your time do you, man. All right, shout out to my boy Zoe. His birthday is this Friday as well, man. We appreciate you rocking with us, man. Keeping me up on my sneaker game. And anytime I think I'm not finna buy some sneakers, Zoe send me something. Be like, I know you got them in your box. Go on, cash out, man. Well, listen, hey everybody, it has been truly a fun show. Sorry we went over a little bit, but we got to clown. We got to have a good time. Thank y'all for rocking with us one more again. We appreciate the love. Check us out. Don't forget to visit our YouTube page. Please, y'all. Let's share this thing. Let's go. Let's keep this movement going, man. Let's tell the world. Let's tell the world and let them see what you got to say. All right. Drop us some comments, some likes, subscribe. Do all you need to do. Be all you could be. Y'all take care of one another. Stay safe. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all next time. Yeet.
Lil' baby say I'm fly, she see me. I know I got a giant in the drip, but I double cause I'm tired of the vibe, she clingy. And I don't play around with the wrist, when I get it, you already know the vibe, it's VVs. I swear I feel alive when I'm in the yo into the air, making vibes on repeat. And I ain't gotta lie, you see these. She said she wanna vibe, she need 3. Each one for my boys, my teamies. Swimming through the riches with my squad, believe me. Iced out Audemars, Philippi's. Big dog since a gin, know I'm 8. Cook and let them know I'm different raw with the 8. Do this for my sons, I know it's mine for the taking. Lil' baby look like she the type that be playing. Slide and I skate this. She done me probably thinking who this. Yeah, money now it's funny how I see the mood switch. But boy, lame girl, funny how the two mix. So I got them uptight, now they got the loose lips. Want the doors with a suicide on it. If I'm winning, gotta put my slimes on it. I ain't buying no Gucci or Prada. That she my man, and it's proof for her solid. Drip the finesse like Kyrie. Young man with his own